Hey guys, Scott Patton here. Down here on Chickamauga, got some guide trips again this coming week, and I'm out here changing some line. We've been throwing some top water baits and stuff, and really going to a lot of wacky rigging over the top of the hydrilla and everything here on the lake. So this is just a little tip to maybe help you save some money on line. You know, especially I wouldn't do this with 4 carbon or mono, but with braid, you can. This is a tip that should help save you some money. So what I'm gonna do. This line is not that old. I've only used it for a couple weeks. So I go out, you want to use a kind of a stiff piece of cardboard, old cardboard box or something, and just cut you a square. And again, you don't want to make it too small because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this line off from the spool onto the cardboard, and that way I can save it and reuse it. So what I'll do is cut something probably about 4 inches tall and then about 6 inches wide. And then I want to take my scissors and just cut a little slit in it there, okay? Now I'm going to cut another slit over on the other side, okay, just like that right there. So now what I'll do is I'll just open up my spool, lay my rod there. I'm going to use that right there to hold my line. So I'm going to clip it just like that. And what you want to do is, put these slits on the outside edge of the cardboard, because when you start wrapping the line, you don't want that slit in because your line will start caving in there, because I already learned from experience that your line will start caving in there, and then you're going to have a loose line, and it's not going to be wrapped good and tight onto the cardboard. So you're going to have this reel laying where it's going to come off from the spool. Okay, and then I'm going to just wrap this braid onto here. Okay. Something else you can do sometimes is, the braid that's down inside that spool. It's not been used, and a lot of times it's not been exposed. So you can also reverse this line. You could possibly take this, tie this onto another reel and reel it directly onto another spinning reel that you're going to use, and the line on inside the spool will still be like new. Okay, so that's something else you can do with braid and save you some money. And maybe sometime I'll kind of demonstrate that if you didn't really understand what I'm talking about. But as you can see, I'm just wrapping this spool, wrapping this line on this piece of cardboard to save it. All right. A few minutes. You save them about $10 or so, in some braids. And this happens a lot for me, especially when I'm in Florida or fishing grass, or I might have to flip for a week or something, and I may go with a 50-pound test line, 65-pound test line, and then later I may go to, throwing, casting a bait where you don't want that heavier line, or I may want to even go to, monofilament or fluorocarbon. So I'm not wasting my braid. All right, well, I've got it all wrapped on here now. I got my line. I always got backing on my reels, guys. I never take all the line off from one. The only time I might do that is like on my loose skipping and pitching reel. So I'll just pull that knot off there. Again, I got that other slit over here. I'm gonna just take it and just stick it right there in there, and that's gonna hold that good, okay? So I've got that to use later on. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll usually keep them in a plastic container, keep all my line together. I usually keep these in a separate Ziploc bag or something. That way I've got them, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, this is some 15-pound test that I saved, where I took off from this line, this reel before, because we needed some heavier line because we were throwing frogs and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to just unravel that. And I know this is a smaller piece of cardboard versus what I got there, but I was out and I didn't have anything, so I found a little box and I just cut that off from it. So that's all I had to do. I had to make do with what I had. I usually just going to just tie an overhand knot on this. You don't want to forget. Stick it through the eye, because it's going to make it easier to reel back onto the reel. I'm just going to tie an overhand knot on this, because I got enough line in there where it's going to be, a fish isn't going to pull it off. The wind's blowing my line away. Alright, so I cut that off right there. Alright. Get this out of the way. Got that right there. So I'm going to close that spool, and then I'm going to just start reeling this on there just like that. It may take a couple of minutes, but you just want to reel it on real slow. Like I said, the wind's blowing hair, so it's blowing it around a little bit more. Just trying to warm up out here. But anyway, so you see what I'm doing there, guys. But this is line that I've already used. This is a 20-pound test. You just don't want to take that off, after using it just for a week or so and throw it away on braid. It's just, there's just no need in wasting it. I've got that, I don't care if I'm flipping with 65-pound test braid, after so long, of course, I'll throw it away. You don't want to keep it forever, of course. You don't want to break off a good fish because you're trying to save a few dollars. But this is something that you'll get more life out of your line, and at the same time, there's no reason to waste it. All right, and guys, I've got enough line on here right now. I had a little bit left over, so I will probably just cut this off. A lot of times, see that line right there, you guys. It's like brand new. So, I'll leave this on here for a couple, 2 or 3 more weeks while we're wacky rigging. And if I need to change it, I can take it off and I'll save it again, and I can reuse this. I might use this line. It depends on. You can tell when it starts getting faded that it's probably time to get rid of it. But at the same time, when it gets faded, a lot of times you can reverse that. Tie this line onto another reel it on, open this pull, reel it on, and then the backing of it's going to be like brand new, so you get more life out of that way too. So this will save you some money, you guys, on using your braid. And you guys be sure to subscribe, follow along, and I'll get more tips out to you, okay? Hopefully this will save you a few bucks and help you catch a few more fish. Thanks, guys. See you next time.